I'm back! Spoiler alert, or I'll tell you a little secret if you want. I filmed this entire episode last week and then uploaded all of the footage into DaVinci Resolve and noticed that it had a buzz through the audio that I took from my laptop. So, here I am, again, doing it all again. Let's get into it. Hiya! I really want to do a clip of Cilla Black saying "higher" and time it to this song because I think that would be really funny. So if that happens, I mean, you heard me have the idea here first. Hiya! I love this song. First of all, I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I hope you've been listening to it. It's big. It's a big song. I wrote this with Johan Hugo, who is an amazing producer and writer, works a lot with self-esteem. I met him through the Mumford guys. I met him through Mumford & Sons when he was producing. He was working with them. His band, The Very Best, have done a lot of work with Mumford in the past. He was working with the Senegalese artist Baba Mal, who was also like traveling, touring, doing a lot of work with Mumford. I was also touring a lot with Mumford, and we kind of just got to know each other through that. We did like a little writing trip, a little writing retreat in Metropolis with the Mumford guys years ago. It was amazing. It was just mind-blowing and eye-opening, and I learned a lot because I am a sponge and I refuse to be dry. And a few years later, he got in touch with my manager at the time and asked if I'd be up for doing anything, and I was like, yes. So I went to Margate and we wrote a song, and it ended up being this. Let's dig into it. Let's go. Because I mean, I don't usually take you through the writing process, but maybe I will a bit on this one, only because the piano of this song was so integral to the song's creation. Let me loop a little of it round for you and show you what I mean. So this piano, which I have re-recorded on my friend's piano, the piano I wrote my first album on. Thank you, James Flanagan. Yeah, this chord sequence was one that I believe he had as a loop. And it was very cinematic, and there was I remember it was like, I think it was like drenched in reverb and delays and everything, and I really took to it. I was listening to a lot of Sun Lux again. I was trying to kind of get back into some of the music I was listening to when I first started writing. I feel like I'd lost touch a little bit with my purpose as a songwriter, and I wasn't feeling very aligned with my songwriting, and so I thought, well, fuck it, why not go back to the things that first woke me up to finding my voice. Like, I think I'm a very good chameleon, I'm a very good parrot, but I remember finding Sun Lux and being like, oh god, I didn't know that music could be like this, which is what really inspired me, or really encouraged me, I should say, to be brave with my choices as a songwriter and also as a producer. I think that's the really fascinating thing for me about this chord sequence, is this, to my memory, this is what Johan showed me. So it's just those three chords, they just land, and then the walk down. I'm pretty sure it was just that. And when I heard it, I remember it went around the second loop, and I immediately wanted it to go somewhere else. So I learned the chord, sat down at the piano at Johan's studio, and then played it through, and on the second time round, brought that resolve in. So rather than it just repeating itself and going bum 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 every time, I wanted it felt like it needed to grow. It felt like vines, it was like tendrils, it was moving, and it's very me. It's a very JackGarratt kind of resolve to put in. Very quickly the vocals came. I think I remember that lyric kind of just jumped out immediately.
I feel heavy now, with your eyes upon me. You know they weigh me down.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that came out of my mouth as written. I feel heavy now with your eyes upon me. You know they weigh me down. I was writing from a place of, and the song is about this, the feeling of being infatuated with someone, knowing that you have handed them complete control of your emotional well-being. And it's now come to a point where you resent them for the way in which you've given them control and then their lack of urgency to do anything with it. Again, I think I've said this before, the whole album is about a situationship that I was in, but also I really loved writing songs that are kind of anti-hero songs, that I'm not a protagonist in this, or the voice singing it is not the protagonist or the hero. They are as much the antagonist as the object they're singing about, as the person they're singing about. And it's something I've really enjoyed doing with this record when I've been producing it, is I want the music to represent the lyric as much as possible. To not say the same thing twice, but for the music to resemble the lyric in a way that further intensifies your listening experience, which is why this opening verse is so sparse. There's really not much going on. I feel like I'm going to jump in between like songwriting stories and production stories, so I hope that you can follow along. And I'm sorry if you can't, but if I just play the opening verse, everything, there's nothing muted. We're completely open. I think it's just, let me have a look. I think this just fades in, this little sequencer. I think the drums don't do anything until the end. Yeah, you can see they fade in, they kind of creep in there. I wanted to keep it really sparse and I wanted to keep it enticing.
I feel heavy.
So it's just piano and vocal to start.
With your eyes upon me.
Minimal reverb, minimal delay.
You know they weigh me down.
A wide piano and a centered lead vocal. And what that allowed me to do is then bring in these, what I remember Jackknife Lee, who I've spoken about before, I think I've said this before, what he called lateral moments. Just peaks in information, which is what I've called I, which is later in the chorus when the choir is singing, "Why lift me up just to let me down?" I've taken the vowel sound of why and then drenched it in reverb, put it through my tape machine, and then used it as just like a static moment of energy. And it sounds like this. And so you cut off the "wah," and then you cut off the rest of the lyric, and you're just left with "I," which I then put like a long tail on and a little triplet delay. One of my favorite things to do as a producer is just kind of encourage color in people who have synesthesia. I myself don't have it, but my ex-wife did, which is where the obsession came from. It's also, funnily enough, been something that dancers really latch onto as well, just like moments and bursts of movement. In context, sounds like this.
You know they weigh me down.
Just letting the space be space, not filling it, not crowding it, but just teasing you as a listener. Into the world I'm trying to build for you. What comes next, I think?
Are you ready?
You can hear as well the burbling of that arpeggiator, the like sequencer starts to come in. Because the pace that we're about to come to in the chorus is so not what the verse is. What I don't want it to do is feel like a break, like a breaking of your neck. I don't want to give you whiplash. I do want to fuck with you. I do want to throw you around a little bit, but I don't want you to not enjoy it. So in this second half of the verse and in the build up to the chorus, I start introducing like sequencers and the breakbeat drums that come in later. I start just with like a filter. I just bring them in ever so slowly, so that it's not such a shock when they come. Instead, it's actually more of like a release because you've been waiting for it without knowing you've been waiting for it. Yes, we've got the sequencer is doing something. I think this is just a drone. Yep. Just got like a high-pitched synth drone.
Higher, higher, higher.
And the drums, I think, have started now. Yeah.
No, don't you lift me.
And together it's just ethereal, it's wide. A little tease of the chorus, choir. And so I'm giving you all of this width and depth. And the vocal now is even a bit pushed back in the mix. It's a little quieter. It's got a touch more reverb on it. All because, even though I want you to have a good time and I don't want to fuck with you, I do like fucking with you, and I want to fuck with you a little bit. So I pull the rug out from underneath you. I take it all away and just give you silence. There's a break beat, and then we get like a full, let's have a look. How long is it? We get a full 1, 2, 3, 4. We get like a full beat's worth of silence after the break beat before the chorus comes in. Let me play you what I mean.
Higher, 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 higher.
Here we go. So you just get a pause. It's just a pause, a breath. A little in, out. Oh, I got goosebumps then. That was quite fun. Everyone, do it with me. Breathe in and then out on the gap. It's quite nice. The whole purpose of producing it like this and being selective about what moments I'm giving you, what my lateral moments are, is because there's so much coming. But also, I don't want you listening to these things, right? I don't want you being overly aware of the details. I think I said this in the Ready, Steady, Go video, that the details are there for me to put in. They're there to guide your listening experience. They're not necessarily there to influence it. I don't want to show you things. I always say that like my least favorite kinds of art or my least favorite kinds of storytelling are when I, or the artist who is a maze maker, creates a maze and tells you which route to go down and then laughs at you when you get to a dead end. I'm like, no, you can't as a maze maker abuse the trust that you build with your audience. I want to guide you. I don't want to show you. I want you to do it yourself. I believe you are smart enough to be able to figure your own listening experience out. I don't want to force it down your throat. That's not what art is, I don't think. So all of these things, the I choir that I was talking about, the drums filtering up and kind of moving from speaker to speaker. I think I pan them a little bit, maybe. I can't remember. Let's have a look at the file. Let me do it like this. Yeah. So you can see the wave here is larger than it is here, and then here it's larger than it is here. Essentially, all that means is it's louder on one channel, on the right channel, than it is on the left, and then vice versa. So you can hear that a little bit, I think. So it's over on the left, moving over to the right, and then moving back over to the left. Again, I want to create a dreamscape for you, and then I want to wake you up from it. Drums, everything. Here we go. So just to go back to the songwriting bit a bit, the higher thing, like that hook before the chorus, the pre-hook, the don't you lift me higher, 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 don't you lift me higher, 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 that again fell out of my mouth. And I wanted the music to follow that lyric. I wanted to give you something that climbed. I wanted you to see a gap in the clouds and see, rays of light poking through. So in the piano, you can hear, I've established the chord sequence, which we spoke about a bit earlier. Just to remind you. Now, with your eyes upon me, you know they weigh me down. Right, so I've given you that. What I give you for the pre is higher, 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 and we climb. And we climb again. Higher, 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 higher. We stay up there. And then repeat it. Down, down, down. So the music is constantly moving up and down, but as it does, as it snakes, if you were to zoom out, you would see a line going up like that. That happens in the melody. It happens in the music. All because I just want to bring you to a point of elation. I want to bring you to this moment. And I want it to feel like a reward. Okay. Right. I'm gonna pause there. And I'm going to stop recording everything, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do another episode where I will talk about the chorus, I'll talk a bit about verse 2, and then probably in episode 3, I'll do the last chorus, talk about the strings and the outro. There's a lot to talk about in this one. There's a lot of energy. Yeah, the next episode is going to be fun. Chorus, we'll get into the drums. I'll see you then. Pillars is available now to pre-order. Go and pre-order it. Hire is available to stream. Go and stream it. I'm coming to a record store near you to do some in-stores in August, starting on August 15th, which is when Pillars comes out. So go and get tickets for that. I'll see you in a bit. Bye!